Hi, I'm Dean with Old English Outfitters, and today we're going to be talking about the Ruger American Generation 2. Now, we're not going to be doing an in-depth review of this particular gun, the American Ranchin 5.56. More of the features that the Gen 2 offers. Now, to start, it does not come with a red dot. It obviously does not come with the suppressor on it. But it does come with a lot of new offerings that a lot of people wished Ruger would do from the factory with the Generation 1s. So starting at the back, we do have a much better construction on the stock. So there is a little bit softer of a rubber butt pad. Not a big problem on the 5.56, but some of the bigger boy calibers, the Ruger American did want to smack you a little bit, so that helps a bit. The spacers that you get, you are able to shrink this stock down all the way to a compact length, every one of them. So this spacer here, you see there is a line just behind the comb. You can take that piece out and affix the butt pad to the front part of the stock. That's going to give you a much more compact length of pull. In addition, this riser here is removable. So it comes in the box, so you have the option to, if you take off this rear pad assembly, you can slide this off the back and have a lower comb for running whatever kind of optics you're going to be running. Now, even then, we're running a red dot, which is probably just about the lowest optic system you're going to mount on one of these guns, and the comb worked fine, at least for me with my cheekbones. As far as calibers go, a lot of these are going to be including the same calibers that the Gen 1 was offered in. 450 Bushmaster, 300 Blackout, 7.62x39, 5.56, 350 Legend, 6.5 Creedmoor. There is one new addition, and Ruger has kind of stated they want to expand this line with more new calibers, but they will be offering this in 6mm arc, which is going to be really cool for a lot of guys that are into that longer range shooting. There's been a reputation for the Ruger American that bone stock in a 6.5 Creedmoor with the right shooter, it'll get out to 1,000 yards, which is pretty impressive for a gun at this price point. One of the main improvements that was made to this gun was the safety. So we still have a tang safety as the Ruger American Gen 1 had. However, we have a 3-position safety instead of a 2. So we now have a locked bolt when on safe, which is something a lot of people were asking for. And a lot of people complained that when they were walking, they would elbow this bolt open, slam open, and make a lot of noise, or kick their round out, which is not something you want. So now on the Gen 2s, we have a locking bolt with the safety. So in the full rearward position, the bolt is locked, and the gun is on safe. If you put one click forward, right there, the gun is still on safe, but the bolt is now unlocked. So you can load and unload the gun on safe. And then the final position forward is, of course, fire. The bolt itself is also changed. Ruger used to have a single-piece bolt handle, and while there were some aftermarket solutions to that, I believe it's called Glades Armament, that sold some aftermarket bolt handles, they now have a bolt handle with a threaded knob. And then, of course, there is an Allen head hole in the bottom of this. So you should be able to change these out relatively easily. If somebody starts making aftermarket ones, or if the thread pitch matches one that you already have that you already like. So that is now a swappable piece. The trigger is the same Ruger American trigger we've had. Don't think that they really needed to change that, and apparently neither did Ruger, because the Ruger American trigger works pretty well. Same Picatinny rail up top. The last changes that they made were to the action and barrel. So a lot of these come Cerakoted as opposed to that kind of nitride, almost shiny blue look on some of them. A lot of these are coming Cerakoted. This one is a matte gray, and a lot of the ranches have that similar matte gray or black finish to them. Whereas some of the bigger calibers, they have like a silver Cerakote or a variety of colors, like they've done the Go Wild in the past, which was a bronze. A couple of the changes they made to the stock is the overall texture. So the physical texture on the gun, I think, is a little bit better, a little bit more aggressive where the grip resides. And they have some scallop cuts up by the fore end, so there's a nice place for your hand and your fingers to rest on the stock itself, whereas the American Gen 1 was just very round, and the texture was almost non-existent. They had a little bit on there, but it was not very tacky at all. And then in addition to that, we have this nice kind of splatter paint, similar to how you've seen some fiberglass stocks, and that does have a good bit of tack to it. It's not rough by any means, but it does give you a little bit more grip on this gun, even if your hands are sweaty, with just adding a little bit of texture throughout the entire stock system. It appears that the Gen 2 is bedded a little bit more solidly. The Gen 1s, it was very easy. Just with 2 fingers, you could pinch the front of the fore end and it would touch the barrel. free floated, but if you rested it on a bipod, you were going to be touching the barrel on most of those models. This is much sturdier up front, and as you get closer to the chamber of the barrel, I'm not sure if it's a different polymer mixture they're using or if it has to do with the bedding, but definitely a sturdier assembly on the fore end of the stock. And the final change they made to the barrel in action is the fluted barrel. Now, most of the models are going to come with this barrel fluting. There is a few exceptions to that. The bigger bore diameter calibers like the 450 Bushmaster do not come fluted. There's not exactly enough space in that barrel to keep it the same profile as the other guns and still have that large bore diameter running through it. But about 90% of these guns come with the fluted barrel, which is going to be really nice for weight. It is going to make the gun cool off faster, but we did notice in shooting it that this barrel got really hot really fast. It only took maybe 15 rounds and it was almost untouchable anywhere on the barrel of the action, which I'm aware 5.56 is a very hot round, but I have had a Ruger American in 5.56 before and it didn't get that hot that quick. As far as the muzzle goes, same crown, same threading, and they still come with that standard rotary muzzle brake that a lot of these guns came with. It is nice. I think everyone is going to come with some kind of muzzle attachment. A lot of the American Gen 1s, if they were threaded, they just had a thread protector. You had to get one of the special editions like the Go Wild to have a rotary brake installed on the gun. So it's kind of nice to have that on some of the more baseline models like the Ranch. Guys, overall, I'm happy about the Gen 2. It's one of those things, it's exciting and it isn't. It's exciting because Ruger actually listened to its customers. They could have easily kept the Gen 1 line and kept selling those guns in all kinds of calibers for my entire life, but they didn't. They saw room for improvement that customers pointed out and they chose to pursue that. That's exciting. Not every company in this industry does that. It's nice to see that Ruger is willing to listen and improve their own product and even, I would say, admit they were wrong on a few things. To change the way that this gun works in its entirety for the safety and the stock. They're saying, hey, okay, we could absolutely make this gun better, and we're going to. It's not exciting because it's not some brand spanking new thing in a new caliber nobody's ever heard of that does some unheard of things with ballistics. It is just improvements on a gun that already exists. But you know what? A lot of days I'll take that. I'll take that over something hot and new because the Ruger American has always been a very good bolt action. AR magazine compatibility in some calibers, very good accuracy, good trigger, and now, very close to that price point, we have an even better rifle. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, please like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. In addition, we do have an Instagram, @OEOutfitters. Please go over there, check it out. If you like what you see, give us a follow. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.